The hybrid soldiers looked at Serena with a mix of awe and wariness, their eyes reflecting the neon lights that danced around the cityscape. She was a being of pure energy, her form shifting and flickering like the flame of a candle in the wind. Her eyes, a deep, swirling vortex of time itself, searched their faces, seeking understanding and unity. Marina stepped forward, her hand extended. "Welcome," she said with a firmness that belied her gentle nature. "We are the guardians of the present. Together, we will mend the tapestry of time."
The group moved through the alien world of the future, their steps sure and swift. The whispers grew clearer, guiding them to their next destination. Elsa's hand remained clenched around the stone in her pocket, the warmth a constant reminder of the power within her grasp. The whispers grew into a cacophony as they approached a dilapidated building, its once gleaming exterior marred by the ravages of time. As they entered the building, the very air seemed to resist their presence, the fabric of time straining against their intrusion. They found themselves in a room filled with a maelstrom of swirling colors, a visual representation of the damaged timeline. "The second guardian is here," Lyria whispered, her voice trembling. Her hand reached for Elsa's, their friendship a beacon in the chaos. A figure emerged from the center of the vortex, its form a blur of light and darkness. It was a creature of time itself, its eyes a swirl of past, present, and future. It looked upon them with a mix of anger and despair. "Why have you come to disturb me?" it demanded. Elsa stepped forward, the stone in her pocket pulsing in time with her heartbeat. "We are here to restore the balance," she said firmly, "to save the future from its own destruction." The creature studied them, its gaze lingering on the stones in their possession. "So be it," it said finally. "But know this. The price of your meddling may be higher than you can ever imagine." The challenge had been laid, the stakes made clear. With newfound determination, the friends faced the creature, their hearts as one. The battle that ensued was a dance of light and shadow, a clash of wills that echoed through the very fabric of existence. As they fought, the timeline around them began to knit itself back together, the threads weaving into a tapestry that spanned the ages. The whispers grew softer, the chaos receding. The creature was defeated, and the second guardian, a being of pure light, stepped forward. The guardian looked at them with a mix of gratitude and sorrow. "Thank you for freeing me," it said, its voice a symphony of ages. "But the damage has been done. There are those who seek to control the flow of time for their own ends." The guardians of Cairnstone and their hybrid companions exchanged solemn glances, understanding the gravity of the situation. They had to act quickly, before the timeline was irrevocably altered. Marina, the leader of the hybrid soldiers, took charge. "We know the risks," she said firmly, "but we can't let fear dictate our actions. We stand together as guardians of the timeline." Kat, her fiery eye flashing, nodded in agreement. "Yes," she said, her voice a fiery whisper. "We stand as one." Daphne, the firefly, buzzed with energy, her electricity crackling in the air. "We won't let you down, Elsa," she assured her. Travis, the dragon hybrid, let out a low rumble. "We face danger together," he said, his breath hinting at the fire that lay dormant within him. And Moira, the banshee, her haunting wail a weapon of unparalleled power, nodded gravely. "We will fight to preserve the balance." With their newfound ally by their side, they set forth into the tumultuous future, each step echoing with the weight of their destiny. They traversed a landscape of shifting sands and towering metal structures, a world that was both breathtakingly beautiful and eerily sterile. The whispers grew stronger, leading them to a hidden chamber beneath the city's gleaming surface. There, they found the third guardian, bound by chains that rippled with the very essence of time. Elsa's stone grew hot, the heat searing her skin as she stepped closer. The guardian's eyes locked onto hers, and she knew what had to be done. With a deep breath, she reached out and touched the chains, her stone's warmth melding with the cold, unyielding metal. The chains shimmered, then dissipated into dust, releasing the guardian from its prison. The guardian looked upon them with a mix of gratitude and urgency. "The time for talk is over," it said. "The battle for the future is upon us." The group stepped out of the chamber, their hearts heavy with the knowledge that the true test was ahead. The whispers grew into a roar, a siren's call to war. They had faced danger before, but this was different. This was a battle not just for their village, but for the very fabric of reality. Together, the Guardians of Cairnstone and the hybrid soldiers of the future charged into the fray, their hearts beating as one, their spirits unbroken. The air was thick with the scent of magic and the promise of a destiny that would change the course of history. And as the shadows of the enemy grew closer, their resolve grew stronger, fueled by the unshakable bond of friendship and the knowledge that, together, they could conquer any foe. The whispers grew into a cacophony as they approached the heart of the disturbance. The very air thrummed with the power of time, the tangible force that pushed and pulled at their very beings. They could feel the threads of history snapping and reforming around them, the very essence of existence at their fingertips. The enemy, a cabal of time travelers seeking to control the flow of time for their own nefarious purposes, waited for them, their eyes gleaming with malice. The hybrid soldiers took their positions, each one embodying the very essence of their elemental powers. Marina's skin glowed with the intensity of 1,000 suns. Cat ignited into a fiery display. Daphne buzzed with electricity, and Travis's scales rippled with the promise of an inferno. Moira hovered in the air, her ethereal form a stark contrast to the destruction that lay in wait for their foes. Elsa and Lyria, standing side by side with Serena, felt the warmth of the stones in their hands, the whispers of the future guiding them, whispering of a world that hung in the balance. The Guardians of Cairnstone had come full circle, their destinies intertwined with those of the hybrid soldiers. The battle was fierce, a clash of wills and powers that echoed through the corridors of time itself. The enemy was cunning, their mastery of the temporal arts a formidable challenge. But with each victory, the timeline grew stronger, the whispers grew softer, and hope grew brighter in the hearts of the Guardians. Their foes fell, one by one, their greed for power extinguished by the unyielding flames of friendship and valor. The final confrontation came in a chamber where time itself had been twisted into a prison, its walls pulsing with the agony of moments lost and futures stolen. The enemy leader, a man whose very presence was a blight on the fabric of existence, sneered at the Guardians. "You dare challenge the will of the Timekeepers?" he roared, his voice a tempest of rage. Marina stepped forward, her eyes ablaze with determination.
"We dare because we fight for more than just ourselves. We fight for the future of Cairnstone and the countless lives that hang in the balance."
The air grew thick with anticipation as the Guardians and hybrid soldiers prepared for the final battle. The fate of the timeline rested on their shoulders, a burden they bore with the grace of warriors. Ailsa and Lyria stood firm, their stones pulsing with an energy that seemed to resonate with the very heart of the universe. They had been chosen for this, and they would not fail. The enemy leader raised his hand, the air around him crackling with power.
You think you can stop us? We are the masters of time!
With a cry that could have shattered mountains, Ailsa and Lyria hurled their stones into the fray, the guardians and hybrid soldiers following suit. The chamber erupted in a maelstrom of light and shadow, the very essence of time itself becoming a weapon in their hands. The enemy leader staggered back, his grip on reality slipping. The guardians moved as one, their powers converging into a single, unstoppable force. The whispers grew into a crescendo, the threads of time weaving together into a unified tapestry. The enemy's power waned, his illusion of control shattering before the might of their collective will. The whispers grew softer, the battlefield stilling, as the timeline stitched itself back together. As the dust settled, the guardians of Cairnstone and the hybrid soldiers of the future stood tall, their hearts united in triumph. They had restored the balance, their journey through time a testament to the power of friendship and the resilience of the human spirit. The whispers of the future grew faint, the stones in their grasp cooling. The guardians looked at one another, a silent understanding passing between them. The war was far from over, but for now, they had won a critical victory. They turned to the new guardian, Serena, her eyes glowing with a fierce determination. "You are not alone," Ailsa said. "We stand with you, as you stand with us." Serena nodded, her smile warm and genuine. "Together, we can face whatever the future holds." With their mission clear, the Guardians of Time set forth, the whispers of the future guiding them into the unknown. The fabric of reality was whole once more, the timeline restored. But the whispers of change continued to echo through the ages, a promise of adventures yet to come.